Congratulations. You've made it. And for your continued effort, I have a sandwich. You've put in the work, you've put in the effort, and I need... You have dispensed the energy, and you must recover it. And so that's just gonna be there now. Yeah, right there. Give Mungdal something to protect. Something worth fighting for. So, if just a preface here, if I sound a little off or a little weird, whether it be now or later in the stream, it is probably because, well, one, we haven't done this in a while, especially like this, but two, because I had my wisdom teeth removed, all four of them, which was an ordeal, and I'm still bruised from it. So, you know, if I start to feel a little sore, you know, I've taken some medicines, ibuprofen. I should be fine, but you know, if I'm not here for too long, that's probably why. Just because I won't be feeling the best. But yeah. So, yeah, this is kind of a weird thing for me, because I haven't really... Well, we're not streaming Splatoon today. And I haven't streamed non-Splatoon stuff since... Well, except for, I guess, Halloween. But that was an annual thing, which we're not doing this year anymore, because we finished that. Probably. No, for sure. We're not doing anything on Halloween this year, sadly. But before that, just like regular game stuff, we haven't done it since last summer. It's been a long time. And I guess because we're doing a bit of an update before we actually get into the streaming. I want to bring up Splatoon specifically. So obviously I didn't stream Splatoon last month, and that's because I was waiting for an anniversary thing to do, because it was the 3rd anniversary of Splatoon 3. I figured, obviously, they're gonna do something. If they're still doing Splatfests, it's the 3rd year of the 3rd game. Duh. And they did nothing, except like a big run, which was just a rerun. And then I was just gonna stream, because I'm like, okay, well, surely we're at the end of Splatfests. And then the Friday I was going to stream, they announced Splatoween, which is also a rerun. So I guess we have a 4th year, and I will be streaming those as well. And it also means the Splatfest video I'm going to make eventually, I'm gonna have to wait on, which is a bit of a relief, honestly. I'm still writing it. I have a lot to do with that, and I'm still working on the regular Splatoon video. I promise I'm working on that. It's a long one. And also in regards to Splatoon, you may also realize, hey, I haven't posted the VODs. I don't think any of them in the past year, because there's only been like 5 Splatfests. And I guess that's the big point I want to make for this update, is VODs and thumbnails. Because the main reason those VODs aren't up is just because for those Splatoon streams, I try to make a good thumbnail and try to make it look nice and proper, even though it's just like a long-ass, you know, unedited stream or anything like that. And it just kind of makes it more of an ordeal that I usually just don't want to deal with, because it takes time, and it's like it takes time away from other things. The big thing about it is it just makes streaming more of a commitment, and I don't like that. I think I'm going to keep it with Splatoon, just because we've already been doing it. It would feel weird to stop doing it. So, I'm going to try and finish those by the end of the year. I know that's not like a good time, especially because, well, no, I believe they're on the Twitch channel right now. Except for maybe one, I think I had to delete because of space constraints, because they made that change. I can't have more than 100 hours of pre-saved streams on my Twitch channel, which is great. So, yeah, I need to make sure that's getting to my VOD channel on YouTube faster and more actually, because I don't really have a lot of space. Especially because we're going to be streaming a little more in the coming month or two. So I think what I'm going to do is, outside of Splatoon, or at least Splatoon 3, when Splatoon Raiders comes out, whether I make a video on it or I stream it, I don't know, I will still be doing, like, the higher effort thumbnails, but for more regular games, if I decide to do just general streaming, I'm gonna keep it a little more, I don't want to say low effort, but not, hey, I'm gonna make this super shiny and all of that. I'm gonna keep it kind of simple. Still appealing, hopefully, but simple. Actually, I could probably show a little example, assuming I have it. Not really a thumbnail, and this is more related to what we're going to be playing today. It's not really a surprise, but, wow, that takes up the whole screen. I just kind of whipped this up in a few minutes before last night, just to have something to do the stream announcement with on Blue Sky. Figured I'd try my hand at it. You know, something simple like this for VODs, I think would work well. Something like that. Maybe even not that much, but you know, something that looks nice, something that looks a little more put together, but not anything huge, which I think is really all it needs to be. So I guess that's where I'm going with streaming. Just because, again, making those big thumbnails just makes it too much of a commitment. I don't even really... I don't want to say I don't like streaming. I do like streaming. It's not like a full-time thing for me. I don't want to be a streamer or anything. I just enjoy streaming. And I don't want to make it more than that, really. Because I do like streaming. And I have wanted to do more of it. I mean, you may notice, I have like three part ones, whether it be the Thousand Year Door remake, Pokemon Scarlet's DLC, or the third one. And I haven't streamed at all since, or played any of them, because I don't want to put all... It's like I would have to stream it, make the thumbnails and all that, so it's just like, I'm gonna not really focus on that too much. Here's the thing, I don't even know if I'm gonna go back to those games. I might just leave them at a part 1. Because it's like, you know, get an intro, get a bit of a taste, and then maybe, if I feel like it years later, I'll come back to it. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish those streams, I really don't. I mean, one of them did get a Switch 2 edition, and the other two may also very well get Switch 2 editions, and if they do, maybe I'll go back to it. But that's the copium talking. I've streamed for a bit now. I'm not like a huge... I don't do it for a huge amount of time, but, you know, I've done it. And so, you know, I mainly just want to change the stream and how I do things a little bit, just so that I can feel more comfortable just streaming a little more. I guess also maybe part of the problem is I've mostly streamed Splatoon with the Splatfests, and there's not really much to talk about with the game itself. It's mostly just me talking and getting mad. Rather than, like, play an actual game and, you know, talk about the game and have something more interesting than just multiplayer turf war. I still enjoy the turf war. I enjoy the Splatfests. It's just, we've done it for like 150 hours total. You get to a point where it's like, it's routine. But we have streamed for quite a bit, haven't we? And I guess that brings us to the end of this update, where I should also mention, I did miss the anniversary, unfortunately, because I was waiting for the Splatoon 3 streams, and also for, 2 games in particular to come out, but I started streaming just about 5 years ago. I believe it was September 21st, 2020. And that's when I started streaming. And you may remember, I started streaming with a little game called Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which we played on the Game Boy player, when I didn't have great HDMI or composite. You know, it looked a little blurry, and I had bad audio issues because it was my first stream, but, you know, it was a game I very much enjoyed. And ever since streaming that, I've wanted to go back to the original Final Fantasy Tactics, because I also love that game as well, but I haven't played it in a long time. And finally, now, we have a new version. So, I figure what better time, especially with 5 years passing since I started, with its pseudo-sequel, why don't we go back to that? And then also, coincidentally enough, releasing 2 days later, there's another game related to when we started streaming, because along with Tactics Advance, a little bit after I started streaming that, Super Mario 3D All-Stars came out. And I streamed all of that, alongside Tactics Advance. I believe I actually finished 3D All-Stars before Tactics Advance, if I recall correctly. Or at least Mario Sunshine. I finished a game, if not the whole collection, before Tactics Advance. I don't remember. And it was great, because we played 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, of course. But, you know, there's Galaxy 2, that's a thing, but that wasn't a part of the collection, because it's called All-Stars. And they wanted to be true to the name. But finally, 5 years later, they've put out Galaxy 2 HD, basically. They just call it Galaxy 2, but it is essentially an updated HD version. And so, you know, 5 years after starting with Tactics Advance and the 3D All-Stars collection for Mario, 5 years later, almost to the day, just like a week after or so, we have the Tactics Remaster, and we have a Mario Galaxy 2 Remaster. So what better time to do a little bit of regular streaming? I meant to do it a little earlier, but sometimes things get a little delayed. So, you know, that was supposed to be a glass clink, but my mic stand doesn't really sound like that. Cheers to 5 years, folks. Might not have a coffee, because it's already past when I woke up, but water is perfectly acceptable. And with all that said, let's just get into some more streaming. And hopefully I don't take too long to beat these games. Hopefully we can just do it nice and smoothly, and that this whole thumbnail situation isn't going to be a mess. But either way, you know, 5 years. Whether you've been watching or not, let's hope 5 years more is just as enjoyable, if not more so.